What's up, y'all? Jay Thrash back again with another one talking with power. I'm just now kind of getting over a sickness, so my voice ain't all the way back. But yo, shout out to y'all. We almost had 1,000 followers. I think we need like 23. We right there. And I told y'all by February 28th it was gonna happen, right? Got to speak it into existence. That's what we doing. So I'm gonna get straight to it, man. Collectively, women cannot take accountability. Why is that? Well, we got to break it down. Traditionally, trigger word, women were only held responsible for house duties, cooking, cleaning, nurturing the kids, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature, washing clothes, things of that nature. Everything that has to do with, how the house runs day to day. Today, the modern women are stepping out of that role. They're stepping out of the shadows of men, and now they're being looked at for more than being just a housewife. Perfect examples of that would be the types of jobs. You could find a woman in just about every field of work. They are now becoming independent bosses. They have a voice now, where before they didn't have a voice and just had to follow the man's lead and their opinion wasn't heard. They outside now, and now they want to be seen the same way and valued the same way as men, while still requiring men to do everything the traditional way. That's why you hear him say, I make my money, but still gonna spend his. Sounds very selfish, right? Hey, traditionally, in the past with men, we were held accountable and responsible for being a provider for the family, protecting the family, and making the tough decisions. Back then, women had no decisions to make. They were literally just put in the role of just being in the house, the housewife. So it wasn't no decisions like in real life, like outside the house to make for women. Traditionally, men were always known to be the bread maker, the decision maker, and the providers. Modern women today want to be viewed and valued the same way. Personally, nothing wrong with that. If you want to be independent, you want to show your worth more than just being a housewife, do it. I'm all for it. But the problem is they don't want to take accountability that comes with those labels. Although these are natural labels for men, not all men uphold these labels, right? Men ain't always making bread or making the right decisions or being a provider. And as men, we are held accountable for that. That's why you see people question them, question their manhood, call them bums, call them deadbeats, lazy. They are being held accountable for not upholding those labels. So if women want these same roles and labels as men, then they also must accept the accountability that comes with each and every one of those labels. They can't and they won't. Not every woman is making bread. Not every woman is making the right decisions or being a provider. And as a woman who wants to be valued and viewed the same way as men, you get held accountable for it. And when I say making the right decisions, I mean like relationship-wise. When a man picks a fucked up woman repeatedly, one who treats him bad, cheats on him, he's told he has to pick a better woman. He has to pick better women. When a woman picks a man repeatedly who cheats, treats her bad, she's told, girl, it's okay. You better off without him. He wasn't no good for you anyway. You deserve better than him. It's rarely you got to choose better men. You rarely hear that coming from woman to woman, because in women's minds, they do nothing wrong. In reality, you are making the same poor decisions that men make. You are not perfect. No one is. So don't try it and act like you are, like your shit don't stink. When a man holds a woman accountable for anything, most of the time, the reply is, men been doing it all the time. Men do it all the time. Why can't we? You can, but just know you are now looked at the same way you looked at men who were doing it all the time. Women do not hold each other accountable for their actions. They just don't. Men get held accountable for their actions by men and women. Example, having unprotected sex leading to an unwanted baby is wrong on behalf of the man and the woman, but somehow majority of the times blamed on the man, when in reality she wasn't ready for the baby and neither was he, and they both made the poor decision to still have unprotected sex. But if you listen to a lot of modern day women, they'll blame it on the man because he decided to stick his thing inside of her. But you won't hear a lot of, why didn't you tell him to get a condom? But you will hear a lot of, why didn't you wear a condom then if you didn't want a baby? Well, it's the same thing. They're both making poor decisions. So women do not hold each other accountable, and they don't want the same accountability as men, truly. They just want the good side of it. They don't want the accountability when you don't make the right decisions, or you're not being a provider or a bread maker or any of those things. They don't want the bad side of that when you're not upholding those labels, right or wrong. They just don't want it. It's too much for them to handle. Sad but true.